Cry Freedom, 1970s. Welcome, everyone, to a powerful journey into the heart of 1970s South Africa nation fractured by race, fear, and profound injustice. Today, we're delving into Cry Freedom, a story penned by John Briley, based on the truth and transformative friendship between two remarkable men, Steve Biko, a visionary Black anti-apartheid activist, and Donald Woods, a white liberal newspaper editor. Their story unfolds during the peak of apartheid, but this is more than a political tale. It's a testament to courage, truth, and the relentless human spirit in its fight against oppression. It's about two men, separated by a system designed to keep them apart, who discovered a shared belief that freedom and dignity are the birthright of all people. So, settle in as we explore how their bond would inspire a movement and shake the conscience of the world. Our story opens in South Africa, a country held in the iron grip of apartheid. This wasn't just segregation. It was a brutal system where the white minority controlled the government, the economy, and the land, while Black citizens were stripped of basic rights. They were forced into impoverished homelands, policed by unjust laws, and denied their very humanity. But from this darkness, a powerful voice emerged. Steve Biko, the young, charismatic leader of the Black consciousness movement, ignited a revolution of the mind. His message was simple yet profound. Black is beautiful. He urged his people to cast off the psychological chains of inferiority and reclaim their pride, identity, and dignity. To the white government, however, Biko's ideas were a dangerous threat. His speeches and organizing efforts made him a prime target, subject to constant surveillance and harassment. Meanwhile, in the white community, many lived in a bubble of denial or fear. Among them was Donald Woods, the editor of the * Daily Dispatch * newspaper. He considered himself a liberal, critical of apartheid's excesses, but he was cautious, afraid of taking on the system directly. He knew the risks were too great. Donald Woods initially saw Steve Biko through the government's lens, a radical, a troublemaker stirring up racial hatred. But something compelled him to seek the truth for himself. He decided to meet Biko face to face, a decision that would change the course of his life. Woods traveled to the Black township where Biko was confined, expecting to find an angry extremist. Instead, he was met with warmth, sharp intelligence, and a disarming sense of humor. In their conversations, Biko made it clear he didn't hate white people. He hated the system of oppression they upheld. He challenged Woods to see the world through Black eyes, to truly understand the daily humiliation and struggle faced by millions. An unlikely friendship blossomed from these talks. Woods began to see the man behind the government's propaganda. He started publishing articles that portrayed Biko not as a villain, but as a thoughtful, compassionate leader. In doing so, he gave a human face to the Black consciousness movement. But by telling this truth, Woods and Biko were crossing a dangerous line. Their alliance made them both enemies of the state. As Steve Biko's message of self-empowerment spread, the government's fear escalated. They couldn't silence his ideas, so they tried to silence the man. Biko was banned, a chilling order that stripped him of his freedom. He couldn't speak in public, meet with more than one person at a time, or leave his designated area. It was an attempt to make him invisible. Yet, even in the shadows, Biko's work continued. He secretly visited communities, organized youth groups, and spread his message of Black pride. His spirit refused to be broken. During this time, Donald Woods became his lifeline to the outside world. Through his newspaper, Woods bravely exposed the injustices of apartheid, using his platform to amplify Biko's voice when Biko himself was forbidden to speak. Their partnership became a powerful symbol of unity in a nation built on division. But this came at a tremendous cost. Woods and his family faced constant police harassment. His newspaper was threatened with closure, and for Biko, the government's #1 target, the danger was growing more severe with each passing day. The inevitable confrontation was drawing near. In August 1977, the state finally made its move. Steve Biko was arrested under the Terrorism Act, a law that gave the police absolute power. During his interrogation, he was brutally beaten. 4 days, he was denied medical treatment for his severe injuries. In a final act of cruelty, he was thrown naked into the back of a police van and driven over 700 miles to a prison hospital in Pretoria. There, far from his home and his friends, he died from catastrophic brain injuries. The official police statement was a lie. They claimed he died from a hunger strike. But the truth could not be buried. Photographs of his battered body were smuggled out, revealing the brutal reality of his murder. Donald Woods was shattered. The loss of his friend ignited a fire within him. He was no longer a cautious editor. He was a man with a mission to expose the truth about what happened to Steve Biko and the evil of the system that killed him. He began writing a book to document Biko's life and the state's brutality, but the government moved to silence him too. Woods was banned, confined to his home, his voice officially erased. Guards watched his house. His phone was tapped, and his family received terrifying threats. Trapped, silenced, and fearing for his family's safety, Donald Woods made an impossible choice. To tell Steve Biko's story to the world, he had to escape South Africa. It was a plan born of desperation and courage. Under the cover of darkness, disguised and with his heart pounding, Woods began a perilous journey with his wife, Wendy, and their children. They had to leave everything behind, navigating hundreds of miles of hostile territory, crossing rivers and forests, all while hunted by the state's security forces. Their destination was the border of Lesotho, a small, independent nation surrounded by South Africa. After an agonizing journey, they finally made it across the border to safety. From Lesotho, Woods flew to England, a free man at last. There, he finished and published his book, simply titled *Biko*. The book was a sensation. It exposed the raw, ugly truth of apartheid to a global audience, sparking international outrage and immortalizing the legacy of his friend. The title *Cry Freedom* embodies the very soul of this story. It is both a desperate plea for justice and a powerful battle cry for humanity. Through Donald Woods' journey, we witnessed a profound awakening of conscience. The moment a privileged man chooses to see the world from the side of the oppressed. And through Steve Biko's life and tragic death, we see the incredible power of moral courage, the strength to stand for truth, even when it costs you everything. The final pages of the story leave us with a stark contrast. Biko, silenced by violence, and Woods, finally free to speak his truth. Yet, their voices merge into a single, unified cry for freedom that would echo across the world and through the decades. Woods, speaking to global audiences, ensured his friend's message would live on, reminding everyone that while you can kill a man, you can never kill an idea. Biko's own words, "The most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed," would become an anthem for countless others on South Africa's long and difficult road to liberation. Cry Freedom is more than a historical account. It is a timeless story of friendship, sacrifice, and transformation. It teaches us that true freedom begins in the mind, that empathy can bridge even the deepest divides, and that standing silently by in the face of injustice makes us complicit. As the story concludes, we are left with a haunting, yet hopeful truth. Courage is contagious, even in the darkest of times. A single voice, joined by another, can ignite a fire that changes the world. Thank you for joining me on this journey into John Briley's Cry Freedom, a story that remains a timeless call for justice, humanity, and the unbreakable power of truth. There are many more interesting literatures are waiting for all my beloved dear listeners in my playlist. You can enjoy more and more. If you found this story meaningful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more summaries like this. Thank you for listening.